literally just open. I don't know how that all works.
Sorry?
Let's make sure it's off.
Hi guys, welcome along to Fine for People, the platform that helps you connect with health, sports and fitness. Today we're going to talk about the state of the UAE industry. Are we in trouble? Well, chuck your comments down in the comment section below. Have your say, ask your questions and share with us exactly that. That coming up in moments, straight after this.
I'm a REPS registered exercise professional. When you are looking at choosing an exercise professional, the first thing you need to consider is education.
So make no mistake, not all exercise education is equal.
To protect yourself, make sure you use an exercise professional that meets internationally benchmarked standards.
The first thing you need to ask is your trainer or instructor REPS registered?
REPS exercise professionals must also commit to ongoing education to maintain their registration.
REPS exercise professionals are bound by a code of ethics that gives you protection when using them.
Don't take the risk. Use a REPS registered exercise professional.
For a list of registered exercise professionals in the UAE, visit our website or download our app.
To find the registration body in your country, visit icreps.org and select your country to find registered trainers near you.
Hi guys, welcome back to Fine for People. My name is Grant Goes and this platform helps you connect with health, sports and fitness. Today we're at REPS UAE, we're in the office and we're talking with one of the originals of not only REPS but also the country here. Catherine, welcome to the show.
Nice to be here.
Cool, so you check your
There we go.
Cool. So we're going to start with you because
Okay.
you've been here for a while, you've done lots within the industry,
Yeah.
and it's great just to get a bit of background about yourself and yeah.
Okay, well, I've probably been here the longest than anyone, I think. I've been here 25 years.
Ooh.
So I obviously came over when there was kind of just a handful of trainers.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been really exciting and daunting at the same time to sort of
yeah.
watch the industry grow, but I think more exciting to be a part of the growth and development of the industry.
Totally. What are some of the things you've seen over the years, the development? I mean, 25 years is a long time, I mean.
Gosh, everything. When I first came, there were only gyms inside hotels, so there were no such
yes,
thing
that's
as
right.
commercial gyms.
Yeah.
So I was with the CEO of REPS. We opened the first commercial gym, which was a resting palace of Sheikh Zayed, and he turned that into it was his sons that turned that into a commercial gym, and that was the first gym which we introduced Les Mills to 20 years ago. And so, yeah, seeing the introduction, and then Fitness First came on board and all the other big commercial clubs. So seeing that, and then, of course, personal trainers.
Yeah.
Obviously, like I said, I knew every trainer here in the UAE. There was about 10 of us, I think, even less maybe. And now we're in the thousands. So, yeah.
That's awesome. And what about you in your background? You've done a lot of bodybuilding, right? Or shaking
Yeah,
and shake.
so I mean, originally background was dance, and after being a dancer, then that naturally progressed into fitness because I love to move. Personal training, I trained a lot of people in Abu Dhabi, and then obviously opening a club, so I've done management, and then group fitness is a big passion of mine as well. And then went into competing in figure competitions, so I think I was the first female competitor to represent the UAE. I used to compete outside of here 15 years ago. So that was before Instagram, before any social media.
The selfie.
Yeah, so there was nothing like that. So yeah, I have, they're the first one, so I did that for 5 years. And now I'm a part of sort of trying to develop that side of things for the women here in the UAE now.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that because
Okay.
I want to talk about that as well,
Sure,
the old muscle show that. And also we got the Oh, he's making sure the mic's on, it's all right. Welcome to the show, mate. It's Dannish.
Yeah, Dannish. Yeah.
Dannish, cool. And yeah, same man, tell us a bit about your background.
My background, so I've been in Dubai for almost 2 years, so a year and 8 months. I was working in London. Yeah, fresh off the boat. I was working in London before at a gym called UAE Fitness, which they've got a branch out here in Dubai as well, inside the Lamborghini showroom. So they basically transferred me over, and that's how I moved out here.
Yeah.
Like myself, as my background, like I've been PTing for like 7 years, but before that I was doing athletics. So I was running for like the British team and stuff. Won like the European champs 2 times for like under 20s and under 23s. And stuff, like won like the British universities, the British champs twice and stuff. And then got like a pretty bad injury for like, I was out for 9 months, and I was like lost all my funding, so I was like I need to start doing some like PT on the side or something to earn a bit of cash. So I was like, well, I was actually PTing, doing like topless waitering, doing like loads of little side jobs. Doing like loads of little side jobs, and then then obviously like the money's quite good in PT, so I was like, let me just stick just to that, and then kind of stopped athletics, and then
Let's start there, because you've come from overseas. You've done that. What I believe is actually been quite common. I don't know if you would agree, Catherine. There's a lot of people that to the Dubai, the region, and as it grows and expands, like people see opportunities here within Dubai. Did you see that before you came here?
No, I never saw it. Like so when I was asked by Embody if I wanted to move over, at first I was like no, because I had like a life in London and everything. And then I actually thought Dubai was just going to be strict, like you can't drink, like it's just like you get your hands chopped off. Exactly. Like I thought you get your hands chopped off. I'd never been to Dubai. I mean, I'd not even seen like people. I guess people weren't even posting on Instagram as much 2 years ago, like of all like the high life partying and brunching and stuff. So it just seemed, I just didn't really know what to expect, and I came over and I just love it. Like it's been the best move I've made.
Yeah, cool. Would you agree with that?
I don't know, because I've been here so long, so I know Dubai really well. But I do think that, what you're saying, I think people see Dubai as an opportunity, a place of opportunity. I think the way it's perceived is it's a place where they can earn good revenue, and I think the fact the sun is shining, so I think that's enticing for people, especially from England, to come over and get away from the awful rainy weather, right?
Totally. I think I had that when I was in New Zealand, and when I had friends who came across to Dubai, and they came back and you're getting tons of money, go across. And I remember probably for about 4, maybe 5 years, because they told me in 2006, 2007 maybe. It's when Glenn, and you remember Glenn?
Glenn, of course,
he came across.
Glenn very well.
Totally, they were over here and they were talking about the same things. Like, there's opportunities, and that kind of was sparked. And a lot of people in that circle back in New Zealand, they were like, there's opportunities. Maybe we should go across. And
I think it's a new market, so it was a little bit untapped. I think now it might be a bit saturated, but certainly when I came over, I mean, it was a land of opportunity, really.
Yeah, totally, massively. Have you noticed that when you first got here?
Yeah. Like so. What do you mean, like with the land of
opportunity?
Yeah. Well, I mean, at Embody, I was basically told, it's tax free, so I was like, oh, great. But then also, Embody supplied the clients, so it wasn't like hard. Like I think in my first week, I was doing like 32 sessions, so I'd already like been handed clients. In fact, my pilot that flew me over from London, he was in my first session.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like
picking up clients on the way over.
Yeah. So it was pretty good. Like it was like quite easy to build up from Embody, because they're really good at like the marketing and stuff. So for me it was a little bit different, but now I've left there and gone out by myself. It's very it's a great place to earn a bit of money and stuff.
Yeah, cool, man. There's we're going to get into this probably after the break. It's going to come up shortly, but you mentioned about it being saturated. Like first you were talking about this 10 trainers, and then saturated, and that. I know people have different viewpoints on the perception of saturated. What do you mean when you say being saturated? Or maybe saturated, yeah.
Well, I think you and I have spoken about this. I think obviously since the introduction of Instagram, social media, sadly, I think the industry has become that of that, people call themselves trainers and not necessarily have a qualification. They might have a great presence on Instagram. They might look great. And then they feel that that's enough for them to then give programs. And train other clients, when really, are they qualified to do that? So
Totally, yeah.
that's what I mean by being sort of saturated. And I feel that it's almost dumbing down the industry, because I think that we do need to make sure that trainers today are, have the skills and competencies to really give safe and effective programming. And I'm not sure that's necessarily happening all over.
I'm going to hold my judgment until after the break, because that's a very good question. Guys, if you have comments, questions, please chuck them in the comment section down below. What do you think is the situation here in the UAE? Is there a saturation? Do you find that maybe, it's too easy at qualifications? Just have your say. Let us know what your thoughts are. We're going to talk about that coming up after the break in moments. Hey guys, welcome back to Fine for People, the platform that helps you connect with health, sports and fitness. We're talking about the state of the UAE and the fitness industry, and we've brought in we've got specialists. We have 100% specialists here, and we've got the PT of the year 2019.
Yes.
I'm confusing my year. Confusing my years. So first of all, congratulations, mate, on
Thank you.
On the accolade. PTs, there's a lot of PTs here within the region. So what does it take to stand above the other guys? Or girls, sorry.
Yeah, well, from what I've noticed in Dubai, like I've been to like some of the bodybuilder gyms, like that they have around, like the Train SFs and stuff like that. And from what I've observed is, like when I was there, for example, I've got all my programming like on an iPad. Like the report with clients, it's very like very very one-to-one. Everything's like very personal, putting in all the numbers and everything. And what I noticed, like a lot of the trainers there were just kind of like resting against a leg press. They were on the mobile phone, like on Instagram message or something. Like, because I actually looked one time and saw someone like just on Instagram whilst their clients doing exercise, and then they look up, they're like, good. And I just feel like it's not very professional. So I think if you just take like a certain level of like professionalism with everything that you do, then I guess that is what makes you stand out. And
what would be some things particularly for you to make sense? So obviously don't be on your phone when you're on Instagram.
Yeah, don't be on the phone. Never, like just the programming, the nutrition. So for example, with clients, whenever they come into the gym, like the first time, I'll go through like the body fat assessment, do like a skin fold test, then talk to them about the nutrition, calculate all the what calories, what protein they should be on and everything. And then I'll start with the actual training. And for me, for majority of clients that come into the gym, say like 3 days a week, you can't just be going like upper body only this day, legs only this day. You kind of have to, because you have to hit each muscle group with like frequency and intensity, I kind of split it up. So hit like a squat with an upper body pull, a lunge with an upper body push, that type of thing, then a core and a whole body. So that way you at least hit each muscle group a certain amount of times. And I think a lot of people just think, oh, we'll get them doing like a bench press and a burpee and then run. Well, I've seen people like stand and someone's walking on a treadmill for half an hour, and people are paying for an hour-long PT session just to talk on the treadmill, basically. I think like if you have programming and like
programming right there.
Yeah. If you have programming and everything's like science-based, then like you'll get results. And then I think if you get results, people will stay with you. And I think that's I think that's what like sets you apart from others and stuff.
Cool. There's we were talking about this before off camera with Catherine and I. We were talking about the process you went through to achieve the accolade in the first place. I know we're not going to name names, but people that were just really grilling you on all parts of the process. Judging process. How'd you find that?
Yeah, it was all right. Like, I mean, there was like, he was grilling one of the judges. He was like, he seemed like a real smart guy though. Like,
he's highly intelligent, bro. You know who you are.
Yeah, kind of like a scientist, I guess, like type of person. But yeah, he was grilling me. So a lot of the questions I like felt all right answering, and then there was one I was just confused. Like, I was like, I started questioning myself, like, do I even know what I'm doing with the PT and stuff? But then, like, I feel like having people like that, though, in the region is great, because, like, then it'll make the other trainers, like, raise their standard a little bit and stuff like that. And one of the other guys that was there judging, I've worked with him previously, and he's like a super knowledgeable guy, like really like switched on person. So I think having a lot of people like in that sort of like mindset is a great thing, because you can come together, teach others, and like elevate people basically.
Yeah, totally, 100%. Yeah. Let's take a little bit step back, and Cash, I want you to jump in on this one, because we also talked about it, and there's a saying that comes up about PTs can get their licenses in a cereal box these days. People talk about that, right? Before we go into anything like with providers or anything like that, let's talk about just there's pros and cons, because the accessibility to training or to be further educated, you want that my belief, you want that in an industry or in a region anywhere. You want to get more education, more understanding, and people to develop. But then on the flip side, we got the people that call themselves trainers that aren't really trainers. First of all, do you agree with it? And then second of all, what do you see where we could go as far as trying to maybe resolve?
Well, I think, and I know there's a lot of people that are for the register being...
Oh, hold on. Green? Use that one there, yeah.
Okay. Just about the whole REPS, Register of Exercise Professionals, being here. And I think one of the reasons why we're here is to regulate the industry, to make sure that we don't have people calling themselves personal trainers who might have got their qualification out of a cereal box, as you say. I mean, again, the internet is a great thing. However, you can go online and you could find a course for like £69 and do it online, and you'll get some certificate, which, if you're not a lot of people could see that certificate and think, oh, that certificate says you're a personal trainer, then you are a personal trainer. But that's what we do. We check on qualifications and make sure that they have met internationally global standards. Yeah. And I'm not saying that somebody that's registered with us, it means that they're the best trainers. What we're saying is that they've met industry standards. It's like having a driving license, right? Totally. You can get well, first of all, to drive a car, you need a driving license. But having a driving license doesn't mean that you're a fantastic driver, but it means you've done, the things which are required, learn those basic skills. And then that's what we're doing. We're saying that this person has met the industry standards to initially become a personal trainer, but it doesn't end there. And this is one thing I always want to stress: that first qualification is just the beginning of your journey. And I think Dannish is a fantastic example of that. I was so impressed when I saw him give his presentation. He was obviously very knowledgeable, and very apparent that he hadn't just done one qualification, that he'd invested his time and money into educating himself to be the best trainer he could be. And so that any person, any member of the public that had any ailment, whether lower back, knee problems, diabetes, whatever it may be, he would have been able to cater to them. And I think that's very important.
100%, totally. There is that. So we are talking about the state of the industry, and we talk about that there's only a handful, there's only 10 people here based on, as an example, there's only 10 people, and then the fluctuation grew, and then we've gone back to your point where there's people that out there that have a high standard of education, that helping people, or helping encourage, inspire, I'm not sure what word to use, but the level has to be better for you to stand out amongst the crowd. Agreed?
Yes, definitely. I mean, we want to raise the standard, don't we, of the fitness industry. We don't want it to be perceived that a fitness trainer has no knowledge or education. I'd like to see us kind of being associated almost in line with doctors and nutritionists, and I think that these days we need to be educated more, because the type of clientele that we're faced with today is certainly far different to how it was when I got into the industry. It's very different.
Absolutely. Even getting more and more specific. I mean, it used to be a general stigma of let's lose weight.
Just lose weight, exactly.
You see there's much more specific behind all the results. Have you noticed that when you've been here in the last bit? As long as it's green, it's all good to go.
I've noticed like a lot of people have come to me with like knee injuries and stuff like that. Physios have recommended them to come to PTs, and like so you can't just be like someone's got a knee injury, but let's make them do 100 burpees and stuff like that. That's overweight as well, like because one that's just like they're just gonna get injured. Totally. So like I've noticed it's not just like people that want to lose weight and build muscle. It is a lot of like rehab type clients as well, and then after that you can then go on and do all
you switch back up. I think the battery's gone. I'm going to change the battery in that. Give me that one here.
And
then
the
battery after this, don't worry.
Change the battery. Then after that, then you can do all the great muscle building and fat loss stuff. But I feel like there's a lot of people that have come from physios and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's not just like two ways to go. There's loads of different things to do.
You're in quite a fortunate position where, and I use the fortunate because you come in and you've got 32 sessions in that first week. That's awesome. For others, that they have to create these networks in here, and how easy or how hard have you found it to create networks with others?
Oh, it's super easy.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of like things like social media, like you follow other trainers, like they follow you back and stuff, so you build networks with other trainers that way. But with clients, for example, like the 32 sessions I did initially, every single client I've had from the very start, they've just stayed on with me, apart from the ones that have left Dubai. So the ones that have left Dubai, so I've lost the odd session here and there, but then as soon as like a slot would come available for me to train another person, they just I just send a message to clients, say, does anybody have any friends that you think would benefit from the same thing that you've gone through? And then like people have it's such a social place to buy, so people kind of just talk and then their friends hear about you and stuff. So I feel like because Dubai is such a social place, it's easy to build up clients and just like word of mouth and stuff. It's really good here.
Cool, awesome. We're going to come back, guys, after a short break. We're going to talk about the social media aspect of the fitness industry. We're going to talk about providers here. Hopefully, we've got enough time. Time does fly fast when you're having fun. So, if you've got comments, questions, please chuck them in the comment section down below. If you have any thoughts, please share them with us. But we will see you back after this.
I'm a REPS registered exercise professional. When you are looking at choosing an exercise professional, the first thing you need to consider is education.
So make no mistake, not all exercise education is equal.
To protect yourself, make sure you use an exercise professional that meets internationally benchmarked standards.
The first thing you need to ask is your trainer or instructor REPS registered?
REPS exercise professionals must also commit to ongoing education to maintain their registration.
REPS exercise professionals are bound by a code of ethics that gives you protection when using them.
Don't take the risk. Use a REPS registered exercise professional.
For a list of registered exercise professionals in the UAE, visit our website or download our app.
To find the registration body in your country, visit icreps.org and select your country to find registered trainers near you.
Hey guys, welcome back to Fine for People, the platform that helps you connect with the best in health, sports and fitness. We're talking about the state of the UAE fitness industry, and we're going to talk about something that's obviously comes up a lot, I believe, with just conversations in general. Two parts of it. One is the social media aspect with the influencer or the influence that people are having via social media. Let's just get some first thoughts about social media and you think the impact it's having on this industry.
Okay, I think there's obviously with everything pros and cons. I think let's look at the positives first. Okay. I think that if you're a qualified trainer, I think using social media and using your Instagram page or Facebook to sort of share knowledge and inspire and motivate people with really great science-based information, then I think it's brilliant, and it's a great way of spreading the word and, like I said, sharing knowledge. So that's the positive side.
Yep.
The negative side is obviously the flip side of that. Someone that obviously looks good and they're posting information which they really have no knowledge or, nothing to back up what they're saying, or social media's been used as, they're just flaunting their body without, what's the message,
Totally.
So that's, for me, the negative side of it.
I mean, I 100% agree with you. There's arguments on the side of, from a marketing perspective, of what the end user wants. Do you think some people have been drawn to Instagram, for example, is a very visual platform and people just want to, they look at whatever's going on. I mean, they just flick through quite quickly. It's only 1 or 2 seconds. And so I don't know, do you think people are going on the stigma of having to put those kind of just a picture of their flat stomach or their shoulders or their bum on there just so that they get someone to stop, look and take notice? Or where do you think it's come from?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I mean, I think it's a bit of both, really. I think there are some people, you if you look great, you're proud of how you look, you kind of want to show off and you want to inspire maybe other people that you too could look like that, But then on the other side, maybe people are doing it just for attention and
some of the
I mean,
who invented the selfie?
yeah, it's certainly different from when I, was really active in 20 years ago. We didn't have that, right? So to be a successful personal trainer 25 years ago, it was purely based on word of mouth and the results you got from your clients. You had no way of, you couldn't share it with the world, or there was internet didn't exist. So it's,
one of those pros is that the accessibility you have now to reach out to people via social media, right?
Yeah, so there are some positive aspects to it.
Yeah, totally. What have you found with in the UAE? I don't know if you, how do you use your social media?
So I didn't really use it loads up until about half a year ago, and then now I've started using it a bit more with the personal training and stuff, and I just try and put as much like science-based stuff that I can. It's not always like, it's hardly ever a picture of me topless. It's more just like a bit saying,
separate account.
Yeah. It's normally just says like carbohydrates and fat loss, protein and fat loss, and I'll give a bit of info. So if it's like science-based stuff and it's actually like good quality stuff, it can be amazing because like people will like save it, forward it onto other people, and then they'll hear about it. But yeah, I do find that even in Dubai compared to London, like the people that are in awesome shape, they just kind of take pictures of themselves, probably more of a vanity thing, and don't necessarily give like a good message across like about like training and stuff. They might just be like, went to the beach today, but then in the bio it'll say personal trainer type stuff. I feel like that happens a lot in Dubai, whereas in London the people that are in awesome shape, they'll still like might post a picture of themselves topless, but they'll still put a bit of science behind like something.
How do they look like that?
Like a bit about nutrition, sleep, something like that. So that's what I find the difference from Dubai to London is. And I just think it can be a vanity thing. If someone's got loads and loads of followers and they look great, I feel like they should try and learn a bit more. If they're not putting a good message across, try and learn a bit more, and then just kind of put across good things.
Yeah, totally. Do you notice the difference between the type of posts you post up? I mean, do you find that there's a type of post that gets a better response than others?
Yeah, 100%. So like you see like the insights and stuff, like if it's a transformation picture,
I
like
love that, right? So technical, all of this.
Yeah.
Get them all set up.
Yeah, isn't it? It's like 2 cameras as well.
Yeah.
Which one do they use? That one or?
Both of them.
Do they?
Yeah. Because I've seen, you'll see that camera thing. You use both the cameras, right?
It wasn't that one, the lens behind it. It's so let's go back to that, the social media side of it. Where have you ever thought about for the end user? Because that's, at the end of the day, when you're trying to market yourself, you're just trying to get yourself out there and about awareness. Now, you're in a very fortunate situation where other people may not, well, a lot of people actually, most people aren't in that same situation. So they've got to try and, because it's saturated. There's saturation here. You got to find ways to be unique, be different, and to get yourself out into the market. How much of an impact do you think doing topless shots or just having a good bikini or having a good body and showing that, how much of an impact do you think that has on the end user?
I mean, I think there can be some pros. Again, I always passionately believe that a trainer should walk the talk. So I think if I'm going to hire a personal trainer, I'm obviously going to see if they're in great shape, right?
Totally.
Because if they're not, then how are they going to get me into good shape?
Yep.
So I really believe that people that want to embark in this industry, they should be walking the talk and should be, practicing what they preach, basically. So I guess in a way, if you're showing that you've got a great physique, that is one way of enticing clients to train with you. But then you have to back that up with knowledge. So I think they go hand in hand. I don't think you can have one without the other.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
There's 2 points. We're getting short on time. We've only got about 5 minutes left, but there's a couple of things I want to cover quickly. And one is the social media side of things, or the improvement of trainers within the industry. And you pinpointed a few things that people are doing wrong, some things like that. Let's be more specific on where we can pinpoint where people could do not just PT, but like group fitness instructors, yoga instructors, all those kind of and sports coach and stuff. Where can they improve besides knowledge when it comes to the actual hand-on-hand stuff in your mind?
So a lot of things is like outside of when you're actually one-to-one with them. So when they're actually outside of the gym. So for example, all my clients will be sending me pictures of all their meals. They'll be screenshotting how many steps they've hit for the day. They'll be screenshotting, there's an app called Sleep Cycle just that tracks their sleep, how long they're in like deep sleep for and everything. So I think like interaction with clients outside of the gym in terms of personal training, not group instruct, and it's a little bit different, but yeah, I think the way that you interact with clients outside of the gym makes a huge difference and to raise the standards. Because man, you're in the gym for what, 3 hours a week with them, so one-to-one really like
so it's 1%, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So it's more about like what they're doing outside. So I feel like if you can interact well with people outside of the gym, then that's how you get the results, and that's how you retain clients, and then that's how you grow your business as well.
Totally.
I think it's a great point.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
What's some other points we can come with ourselves that we think would be a great way to improve trainers? I mean, plus the education side of things. I mean, for myself, when I think about something as a trainer, it kind of goes along the lines of what you're saying, is a lot of people just do the session. And I think about under the umbrella of care, like how much care you give in it. It's not, yes, there's the side of, you want to see their food, you want to make sure they're doing the steps, stuff like that. But I mean, the further steps are actually the person themselves. So, for example, being, you know about their family, you know what they're getting up to. There's some special birthday coming up. There's maybe the daughter's got a graduation, the son's got a football competition, we're going on, blah, blah, and you're connecting with the person themselves. That for me, I see as a massive, not even service, but it helps you in your training, in your career, be able to connect with people further on.
Yeah, it's like going above and beyond, isn't it? So you're passionate about what you do and about your clients, and of course that's the way you retain clients, isn't it?
Massively,
And
there's a big thing between acquisition and retention. I mean, how you keep away, how you have to keep looking for your clients, and word of mouth obviously being the strongest way to do that. And I don't think a lot of people, especially coming into the industry, understand the impact that you have by if you care about this person more, because then they'll refer you on, you become part of the family, they invite you around, and there's friends, there's networking, there's growing from there with the business. And I keep talking about this with a lot of people that get into the industry and they don't see the benefit. They're like, I've just got to do the service, I've just got to, whether it be just I want to look at your food and make sure you do the right steps and make sure here's the workout program, that's what they give them, and then kind of that's about it. No, look, some people like that, they want to do that, but for me to improve as the industry, there's more and more people coming into the industry, how to stand out is to go a little bit further, or to raise that bar a little bit further, and just kind of go on that one there. So thought I'd share it with you, to be honest.
I agree as well. I was going to say, I feel like personal training, people see it as like an easy way to make money and stuff.
Yeah.
But I feel like also it takes a certain personality type. You have to genuinely care about people, because if you don't, like if you're just like delivering sessions and like you say, tracking all steps and everything, if you genuinely don't care for people and you're more into yourself, then people will see that and they'll notice that, like, oh, okay, maybe he's not really interested in me, and then they don't put in the same amount of effort as you want them to.
I think it's the demands of the public today, right? The public expect a lot more from their trainer, and also, like you said, there's so many trainers out there that they can easily say, okay, I'll find someone else if you can't do, be that person for me. Right?
Massively, totally. There's let's sort of keep going, but let's go quickly into the provider side of things. When continuous education, the importance, why you feel it's important. There's other providers. You don't just do your certificate and then that's it. There's other ways to improve your education. Some of the ways we can recommend people to improve their education, by understanding of fitness health.
Well, I think, as I said to you, doing that first entry-level qualification is just the start of your journey, and there's so much more to learn. I mean, the industry is forever evolving. Like I said, the situations that trainers are faced with are forever changing. When you look at people today, a lot more sedentary. We're sitting in offices, we're on computers and things. So trainers are seeing a lot of different issues. And I think that the first qualification you do, it touches base on everything just a little bit, right? But not in depth. So let's say maybe you want to specialize in a certain field. Maybe you decide, I'd like to work with pre and postnatal clients, for example. Sure, you've covered a little bit of that on an entry-level qualification, but does that give you enough? No, it doesn't, right? So that's when these extra, what we call CPDs, continuing professional development courses, come into play. And so you could, I think it's a great idea to kind of do a bit of everything. But again, like I said, some trainers want to specialize in a particular field, and if they want to do that, then they need to go and do further education to specialize in that. And then there's so many other fields. You know, you've got diabetes, you've got lower back pain. You know, the list goes on and on. So it's important that trainers understand that you don't do this one qualification and that's it, you're done.
Yeah, totally.
You've got to continue to learn and grow and develop yourself, right?
100%,
Would
totally
you say the same, Dannish? Your experience?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was obvious to me, like I said, when he gave his presentation, that you know, you hadn't just done an entry-level qualification. There was a lot more knowledge there.
I've done like quite a few different qualifications since. Well, I did a sports science degree to start with. Then from that, then I went and did a master's in America, which was sports science with athletic training, and then got like a PT qualification from the NASM from that. And then since then I've done other things like nutrition courses, online training courses, stuff like that. So yeah, I feel like it's not the first course you do, it's the other ones where you learn like the better stuff, really.
Exactly, and I think experience as well. Obviously, like anything in any industry, with experience comes knowledge, right?
Totally,
and you become a better trainer. So someone that's just come off a qualification is no way going to be as good as someone that's got several years experience and had experience of working with all different types of clientele.
Totally. What are some of the things? Okay, courses are a great way, and workshops, courses development, continual development is what you want to be able to do, but what about on the other side of that? I mean, courses are great. Like we used to before, the experience is the way. How can you gain experience?
Just from teaching, coaching clients. I find, and if it's hard for you to get clients to begin with, maybe get a friend that's overweight or something that wants a personal trainer. Do it for free. Build up experience, and the more experience you've got, then like the more you'll be able to pass on to other clients. If you've got someone that's got like a certain knee injury and then 2 years later you've got another client that comes in with the exact same pain, it's like, oh bang, you know what to do. It's not like you'll be like stuttering in the first session, well you could do this, but like because you've done it before, you'll know how to do it again. Like, so I feel like just the experience is the most important thing.
I think some people got to realise too that courses are great, going out and applying knowledge is great. I think that people need to where I think people can develop better is being able to actually go to a specialist, like go to physios for certain things and like learn from them if they can, or go to someone who deals with prenatal, or even go to see a nurse. I can't even think what you call them.
Obstetrician.
Totally. Like go to these places, get appointments, go to them and see them and get it done. Like people spend so much time on this side of the fence, they don't spend enough time on that side of the fence. Like it's like you said, they don't know everything. I mean, even when you do 10, 20 years of experience in courses, there's still so much more to learn out there. So you can jump on and go over the fence and go see physio, whoever. That's an example I can think of on top of my head. But that by just paying for that massage or paying for that physio at different places or chiro like that, it allows you to improve your education, your knowledge and understanding of what you're trying to deliver as well.
100%.
Cool. The old coming close. Damn. We've got 2 minutes, but we're gonna bring you guys back on for sure because they're going to talk more about it. So let's have a summary. How would you summarize the state of the UAE industry and maybe that one point or where we can just improve on? I know you want to be maybe millions of points, but
well, see, I've not been here as long as you, so I don't.
Great perspective.
Two opposite, two like different lengths and stuff. But I'd say the good thing that I've seen, even since been here for 2 years, is that it's still growing quite a lot, and you're getting a lot more people from outside of Dubai come over and deliver seminars. So people like delivering seminars on things like gut health, which I didn't see when I first moved over, but now I'm seeing more of that happening. I guess because more people are moving to Dubai and people are seeing it as like a place to be type thing, so they're coming over to work. What I would say though is like you see like the gyms that just let people in and train people, there's no like screening of letting these trainers in and seeing if they're qualified. Like anyone could go in and just say, yeah, I'm a trainer.
Up at the airport before they come in.
Yeah. Literally, like they don't give their qualifications in to the general manager of like a big gym, and I feel like you'd never get that in England. You wouldn't get people just going into a fitness first and PTing someone. If someone saw that, the gym manager would go over and say, "You don't work here." If like, do you get what I mean? So like, I feel like that could maybe raise the standard a bit, because then
Awesome.
I think he just highlighted
Never
an excellent point, right?
Yeah.
And that's the reason why we're here, and hopefully things will get better.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact that some of the clubs that do comply and do make sure that they know every one of their trainers that are working for them, I know that they too would like to see some of these other gyms embrace that and maybe do their due diligence and not just allow anybody to come in and say I'm a trainer and bring someone in, and check first, are they qualified? Because then you've got what about insurance? What about if somebody had an injury and then you find out that actually the person that was working in your gym as a trainer maybe don't have a visa, maybe they're not here legally, maybe they don't have a qualification, they're not actually a qualified personal trainer. However, you as the manager or owner of that club allow them into your premises and earning money from one of your members, right? So that's another big can of worms which we could open up. So you've just started the whole thing. So definitely I'd like to see that change here, and hopefully in time, I think the government are aware that it's happening, and that is something that we as reps are trying to sort of get them to do something about, basically.
Cool. Awesome. I want to throw one more in there, and from my point of view, it doesn't matter if you're just here in the UAE or you're anywhere else in the world, but standards rise, evolution happens, and it's going to keep happening like that. So if you're one of those trainers that is on your phone and is on your coffee, and I'm saying keep doing it, but don't expect to keep growing and staying within the industry, staying within the business, because the standards will get higher and you'll just get left behind. So choices are completely up to you to make the right choices for yourself, because the top will shine and the bottom will be flushed out the bottom. So it's my quick tip from you guys in the fast industry. Catherine, Dannish, thank you guys so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to speak.
Oh, we think we do many more.
Thank you very much.
Thank you guys. If you guys have any comments and questions, please chuck them in the comment section down below. We'll check these guys' details on there, so you can contact them as well if you have any further questions, whether it be now on live or on the replay afterwards. But again, head to our social medias, live, Facebook, Instagram, blah, 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 all those other bits and pieces. The handle is fine for people. You can find us all on there. But until next time, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for listening, taking the time. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we will see you next time. Peace.
We've all been there. Hours searching the internet, asking friend upon friend, making call after call, trying to find the right fitness professional, health specialist, or sports coach. So much time, energy, and even money spent only to find more problems than solutions. Well, now, with the Find Fit People platform, you can find all the available professionals with the skills you need in an instant. We've removed all the barriers by establishing a community of many different skilled health specialists, sports coaches, and fitness professionals that are alerted immediately once you posted your request. In under 30 seconds, you can attract multiple professionals with the right skills to help you achieve the result you want. It's simple, fast, and free. Find us online at www.findfitpeople.com or download the Find Fit People app from Apple or Google Play stores so you can find fit people today.